So welcome back guys to another video, and today to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, I decided to go through my whole Nintendo Switch collection. Honestly, I have to say, I can't remember a console that I've owned that I've gotten so many games in just a year's span. I'm talking about over 30 games, and I still get people that message me every once in a while on Facebook and they're like, hey Xander, what are some Switch games you recommend? Despite you have a YouTube channel that you review a lot of Switch games. So with that being said, this video is kind of an archive on that as well. So, you know, some of the games I mentioned I have done reviews for, so I have a title card come up here on the corner if you guys want to see a more in-depth review of those certain games that really interest you. But without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is data management. As you guys can see, I'm running out of data. I have a 32 gig micro SD card in my Switch. And even with that, it's, you know, getting up to the brim. So the one game that takes up the most memory is going to be Payday 2. It takes about 9.8 gigs right then and there. So I mean, I will say if you have a Switch, you need to go ahead and get yourself a micro SD card. Definitely. But going through some of the games real quick. Okay, let's go through all the software. So I've been playing a lot of Kirby Star Allies demo. I did a Let's Play of it recently. Really fantastic game. I have it pre-ordered and I cannot wait for the game to actually come out. That's going to be a lot of fun. Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. I have a funny story about this, okay? First off, I'm a big Wonder Boy fan. Secondly, I had the physical limited run PS4 edition and I actually had to sell it because I needed the money. So with that being said, I was very happy to find out they had a physical edition come out for the Switch with Nikilis, and I had to jump on it, had to get it. I didn't get the special edition that came with the keychain and all that stuff, but it's still nice to have in the collection. Bayonetta. Now, I've been playing Bayonetta more than Bayonetta 2. Of course, I got the combo pack, but, you know, I never played the first Bayonetta. I even had it on the Wii U with the combo pack, and I was like, you know what, I'll get to it. Never did. And honestly, this game does not feel like I'm playing a 7th gen game. It has aged like fine wine. And Bayonetta 2 is a game that I absolutely loved 3 years ago when it came out for the Wii U, and I remember telling my friends, hey, you need to get a Wii U. You need to get Bayonetta 2, and they just all kind of brushed it aside. And now that the games came out for the Switch and they've played it, they've been coming to me and being like, you need to play Bayonetta 2, and I'm like, I'm way ahead of you, bro. But it's still nice that there's so many people that are going out and playing those games, though, because they're freaking awesome. NBA Playgrounds. Now, I'm a big fan of archaic sports titles like NBA Jam, so I had to check this out. And is the game good? It's okay. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. It's not NBA Jam by any means. But I also bought this because they had a Switch promotion that if you bought NBA Playgrounds, you got a free copy of Shaq Fu. And I don't care what anyone says, I want to play that game. Even if it's horrible, it's going to be so bad, it's going to be good. It's going to be like a really crazy B-movie beat 'em up with Shaq. I can't deny that. But next up's Payday 2. I recently did a review of that. Really good port on the Switch. I'm very surprised of how well it looks, how well it plays. The only downside is there's no voice chat, so with that being said, it does feel kind of gimped, but still worthy of checking out. And do I really need to say anything about Zelda Breath of the Wild? I originally beat it on the Wii U, and I was like, you know, if I ever want to go back to Hyrule, I'm going to have to get it for the Switch, and that's what I did not too long ago. I actually bought a used copy of Breath of the Wild, and I plan on going back and playing it and playing some of the DLC. What a great game. It was actually around this time last year that I beat it. Okay, or was just playing it. The Longest 5 Minutes, I did a review of that. Really awesome JRPG where it's, you know, your character gets amnesia at the very end of the battle, and the rest of the game you're piecing up the amnesia and getting all the pieces together to find out what exactly you're fighting for. I did a review of it. Definitely check that out. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. One of the best JRPGs I've played in a very long time, and one of the things I like about this game is I absolutely love the story. It makes you feel like you want to care about the characters from the moment you play the game. It's not a slow cooker. You know, a lot of JRPGs kind of start off slow and then they start getting good. This one's good from the moment you start playing it. Very intricate battle system, really, really fun. Highly recommend it. Energy Invasion. This game was actually sent to me, and I need to do an actual review of it. But it's a $2 eShop game, and it's pretty much a breakout clone, and not a good one at that. Maybe it's worth $2. The cover looks freaking awesome, but this is something I'll probably delete just to save some memory, whatever memory it has, probably like 2 megs or something. Blossom Tales, The Sleeping King. If you want to play a really awesome 2D kind of Zelda game that makes you think of Link to the Past, play Blossom Tales. This game was so freaking fun. It was a game I bought off the eShop, and it starts off the game's, you're a grandpa and you're telling the story to your kids and you're playing that story, and even sometimes the kids interrupt and the game changes because they want to add their own flair to the story. It's really charming. I really enjoy it. The Last Penelope. This game right here is a top-down racer / bullet hell. I love those two genres, and I love this game. I will say, though, when you first start playing it, the controls are a little of getting used to, but it's still a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. I think it's like $10 on the eShop. Square Boy vs. the Bullies Arena Edition. A cutesy beat-em-up game. You start off as, Square Boy. You get picked on a lot. You get tired of it, and you start training, and you start beating the snot out of other bullies. Really fun stuff. Arcade Archives versus Super Mario Brothers. Now, this is an arcade port of Super Mario Brothers. What makes this different than NES port is, some of the levels are a little different. Some of the secrets are changed. Some of the parts of the game, like, actually trolls you a little bit. Like, you'll go through a warp zone and it'll just take you to the next world instead of, like, 2 worlds ahead. It's really good. For $7, I would recommend it. Sonic Mania. This makes you think of the summer right here. I absolutely loved Sonic Mania. It was a breath of fresh air, nostalgia. It was just a great 2D Sonic game, and I just cannot recommend it enough. Valgar the Viking. Really awesome 2D side-scroller, but it is hard as balls. This game is like one of those games that you would have rented for the Sega Genesis that would have ruined your weekend, because this game has no checkpoints whatsoever. Once you die, you start at the very beginning of the stage. You only have 2 hits of damage before it's game over. Really good game, but man, is it hard. The Como Recut, a Korean survival horror game that I did a review of that I absolutely enjoyed. Digirati sent it to me, and man, I cannot recommend this game enough. It has that visual novel look to it, but at the same time, it has that clock tower flair. Really awesome. And Stern Pinball Arcade, it's like a pyramid scheme of arcade cabinets. Next, Bleed. A really cool side-scrolling shooter that I got a review copy of, that I did a review of, that you guys can check out by Digirati. They sent it to me, and Boot Disc Revolutions developed the game, and I cannot get enough of it. I really, really do like this game. It's like a mixture of Max Payne and Metal Slug. The Mummy Demastered. Now, this was a Metroidvania that I was really looking forward to. I was really enjoying it. I did a review of it and really praised it, but I have to be honest, towards the end of the game, there's some frame rate issues that honestly kind of break it. Hopefully, Way Forward will patch it. If they did, this would be one of the best Contra games that's not Contra, that's by Way Forward. Portal Knights. If you're into sandboxing, or action RPGs, I should say, this is a game to check out. I did a review of it, and I did like it. What I do like about these guys is they're constantly patching the game and constantly adding different updates that make the game feel new. So, I played it months ago. I bet I could go back to it and it'd feel like a brand new game. I do recommend that game a lot. Tiny Barbarian, a lot better than Valgar. That's for sure. This is another Barbarian side-scrolling action game that I really do enjoy. Can't get enough of Nicholas's releases because I got a little keychain and a little nice instruction manual. I do recommend that game. And it's only like $30. You can probably get it like $20 used. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Is there really that much to say about Mario Kart 8 other than this was my first Switch game, a game that I enjoy on the Wii U, and I had to get it because I wanted to test out the online and have some fun with my friends. Splatoon 2, I absolutely love Splatoon 1, and Splatoon 2 took everything up to the next level, and I really enjoyed that, and I recommend it. And they're constantly adding stuff to it to make the game better, K-Story Plus is a game that I heard about a lot over the years, and I finally got to play it the first time on the Nintendo Switch, and I loved it. Great game. I did a review of it as well. And next up is ARMS. You know, this is a game that I really enjoyed for a couple of weeks, and then I kind of put it down and never picked it back up again. And I think a lot of people did the same thing. It was kind of like that new console feel where you just had to play a game, and I was like, man, it's a brand new Nintendo IP. I don't think it's a bad game, but it loses its flair for me personally. Now, I know there's a big community for ARMS, and eventually I am going to be playing it again, especially some of the new DLC and updates it's done. I haven't even tried out any of the new characters, so it's definitely a game I need to go back to. Okay, Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers. Now, this was the game that I didn't buy. Okay, I traded in a bunch of games that I wasn't playing to GameStop and got a nice promo, and I got it because I love Street Fighter 2. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to be one of those people that will try to beat around the bush and say, hey, I buy every single version of Street Fighter 2. I can't help it. It's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. And, you know, I'm going to be getting the Street Fighter collection when it comes out for the Switch and the PS4, because my main thing is I bought this game because I love playing online with people. It makes me feel like I'm back at the arcades, and that's what this game did. It was a lot of fun. Plus, you know, playing it on the go, you know, it's pretty awesome, not going to lie. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. One of the most surprising titles that I played in 2017. It was a partnership with Ubisoft, which was, that alone is surprising with Nintendo knowing their track history with the Wii U. But this was actually a really good strategy RPG with Mario and Rabbids. And I'll say first off, I'm not a big Rabbids person. I don't really care for them, but their sense of humor and charm really added a lot to this game, and I really did enjoy it. I cannot recommend that game enough, and it's actually pretty cheap now too. Super Mario Odyssey. What can I say about this? One of the best Super Mario games that's came out since Mario 64, since Sunshine, because I really liked Sunshine. But Mario Odyssey is a must-have for any Switch owner, as well as Breath of the Wild. Those are like two games you have to get when you get a Nintendo Switch. Night Terrors. I did a review of this game. It's a very cheap game on the eShop. It's the Endless Runner. To me, it's like the hybrid of Shovel Knight meets Flappy Bird. I know some people don't like Flappy Bird, but this game is actually a lot of fun, and it's one of those games that you could play for, you know, 2 minutes, or you could play it for an hour. Either way, it's a great way to get your gaming fix, and I really do recommend it, and recommend you guys check out the review as well. Another game I did a review of, Golf Story, one of the most unique RPGs I've played in a very long time. It's a golf RPG, but it's got so much more than just, you know, playing golf. There's so much great story writing to it, sense of humor. I mean, there's times that you're using your golf club to shoot balls of like bombs to kill zombies. I mean, this was such a sleeper hit. This is a game that I think in a couple of years we'll talk about being a cult classic. It's like Earthbound, but with golf. I cannot stress that enough, how awesome that game is. Project Octopath Traveler, the demo, I really like it. I'm looking forward to the actual game. I cannot wait to actually play it. It's like a classic JRPG from the Super Nintendo. And the last game I want to talk about is Graceful Explosion Machine. This was like the second game I bought for my Switch. It's like Defender, but with a twist. It's a really nice bullet hell. I really love shooters, and this was one that I really enjoyed. And apparently it was supposed to come out for PlayStation 4, but I haven't heard anything more about it. But if you have a chance, definitely check this game out. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, that is my Switch collection. And oh my gosh, I felt like it was going to take forever. I was trying not to ramble on too much about certain titles, but what can I say? I absolutely love the Nintendo Switch. I think it's a great console. I'm looking forward to 2018's lineup. E3 is right around the corner, so there's no telling what kind of fun stuff we're going to be getting on this console, but I can honestly say that this is a Nintendo console done right. I've known people who have been complete haters of Nintendo that absolutely love the Switch. It's not the most powerful console out there, it's the most charming console that's out there. It's the most innovative console that's out there, and I really enjoy it. But anyway, guys, leave a comment below. Tell me some of the games that you've been really enjoying on the Switch. Tell me some games that you want to play on the Switch. Tell me some of your experiences this year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, if you enjoy this content, be sure to hit the bell. It's going to be beside the subscription button, and this will notify you when all future uploads are coming up on this channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.